Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a super exciting video. Okay, so if you guys haven't watched it already, and by it I mean the first episode of American Horror Story season 5, which is all about the Hotel Cortez. So if you haven't seen the first episode, do not watch this video because it's gonna be like filled with spoilers. I'm just gonna be talking about the episode and what I think is gonna be happening in tonight's episode. Yes, tonight there's gonna be a second episode and I'm so excited, but I'm so stupid. I didn't think about making this video like earlier, because if I had made it earlier, I wouldn't be like rushing to make it, so I can make the other one tomorrow or tonight. I don't know. I wrote down my notes about the first episode and I'm ready to dig in. But first, we have to see the characters. Evan Peters as Mr. March, Sarah Paulson as Sally, my queen Kathy as Iris, Wes Bentley as John Lowe, detective, Matt Bomer as Donovan, Cheyenne Jackson as Wildrake, Ella as Ramona, Chloe as Alex Lowe, and Dennis O'Hare as my queen, literally who slays my life, Liz Taylor. And last but definitely not least, Lady Gaga as my queen, the Countess. First things first. So the first scene happens when these two foreign girls walk into the Hotel Cortez and they walk up to the receptionist, who is Iris, and they ask her for a room. Well, first they were like really skeptical about the hotel. They wanted to change, but you know, it was a one-night stay, so they were like, okay. So they took the room and they went upstairs. To get into the details, I just want to mention how this is very like, it gives off like a Murder House season 1 kind of vibe, because you see when she was going to get the ice from the ice machine or whatever down the hall, there was like these kid that reminded me of Sia for some reason because of his white poofy hair. I don't know. And he was standing at the end of the hall, and then on the other side there was another creepy kid. So it was like, it gives off a very like ghostly kind of feeling, and it really reminded me of Murder House. And I did some research on it, and it seems as if season 5 and season 1 are kind of like related, you know? If you haven't watched season 1, the whole thing is about like death. How people, when they die in that house, they stay in there forever, which kind of what I think is the Hotel Cortez, because I don't want to spoil it from the beginning.
So I know that I might be rambling a lot throughout this video, but trust me, if you watched American Horror Story and you watched the 5th season, like the first episode, you would actually understand what I'm saying. So for all of you that are very confused and that don't know what I'm talking about, I would suggest watching the episodes and then coming back to this video if you want to and hear me rant about it. But it's very like all over the place. I jump from like one scene to another and it's just very all over the place. But I did talk about it and I did say like what I thought about it and stuff, so if you still want to watch it, go ahead. But while I look like a crazy ass person in that picture, I just wanted to say that I'm going to be explaining like throughout the video, so if I like stop mid-sentence and like don't explain that well, it's probably because I didn't want to spoil it for myself and start telling you all about it. So just watch the whole video before you say anything like, oh my god, you didn't even tell us about this. Like, watch the whole video and then make a comment if I forgot something or anything. But yeah, let's get back to this. Okay, let's go.
But anyways, here's the deal. So in Murder House, and there's also this kind of relation of the location. Basically, Murder House is an actual house from season 1 of American Horror Story. It's an actual house in LA, and Hotel Cortez is an actual hotel in LA. Back to the creepy hallway scene. When she was like picking up the ice and stuff, you could see like a hand kind of going at her, and I instantly was like, Lady Gaga, the Countess, Elizabeth. It is so darn obvious. Like, who would that be besides her? Anyways, other than that, then this other guy named Gabriel, he walks up to the hotel receptionist and wants a room. She gives him the key 64, the key to the room 64, which I guess kind of plays a big role in this season, and I'll tell you in this kind of like season, I'll tell you why. And then, dude, he dies from a very weird way. I'm not gonna get into it. But after that, we see Sally for the first time when she was there, and it was very weird. Anyways, the detective, John Lowe, he gets like this call, and it was like a dark voice. It reminded me instantly of Scream, and it was like,
I'm in the Hotel Cortez, room 64.
So he goes to that room and he ends up taking a nap there, and when he wakes up, he sees this kid. Now remember the kid that I told you about in the hallway? It was the same kid. And this kid reminded him of his kid, who his name was Holden. And the reason why he reminded him of this kid, because when he was the kid that was, it was John Lowe's, it was the detective's son who got kidnapped in a Santa Monica fair. How did he get in the Hotel Cortez? We don't know. Actually, we do know. So after that, let's speed up ahead a little bit. So the detective gets that weird call. He goes to the hotel room. He sees his kid. He follows him around. He ends up losing him. And then after that, let's get into the story of Donovan, the Countess, and Sally and Iris. So Donovan is Iris's son, and he goes to the Hotel Cortez with Sally. They end up getting a room there, and they overdose and stuff on drugs, basically. And then we see Sally applying lipstick, like dark lipstick, messily, like the worst application of lipstick ever, while freaking Donovan was like passing out on the bed from like overdose. And then we hear pounding on the door, and lo and behold, it was Iris, because she was following them around. She was following them from the start. So when Sally opens the door for Iris, Iris gets in, starts yelling out like, "What have you done to my son?" kind of thing. Sally walks out, literally not even giving a shit.
Also, I would like to apologize for my excessive use of every linking word that is out there in the English language, such as so, and, let's speed up ahead, after that, and so, and other stuff like that. I am aware that it's annoying, and I apologize for saying that, but okay, let's get back to it.
And after that, freaking, you know how lunatics, drug addicts are. Sally just walks around the hall admiring the walls, and freaking she stops by the window because she was like amazed and astonished by the curtains, and she keeps on like looking at them and stuff. Guess what? Iris comes up from behind her and literally pushes the girl out of the window. You see Sarah Paulson like falling down to the floor like this. And this is why I said it was kind of like, it reminded me of Murder House, because as we all know, Sally did not die. She is still alive in the Hotel Cortez. Doesn't this give off a Murder House feeling type thing? That's what I thought. And yeah, so when Iris comes back to the room to check up on Donovan, I guess, she sees the Countess, aka my queen, aka Lady Gaga, and she says this, and I quote,
"He has a jawline for days."
Let's get back to the foreign girls. I kind of lost track of where I got to them. They get attacked by this deformed human animal thing that was like hiding inside their mattress. When they opened it up, this thing popped out and it was like attacking them or whatever. And then one of the foreign girls wakes up to her friend getting eaten by these small children. Okay. Which also gives off of like a season 1 thing, because remember when that girl who was like bullying Violet, they went down to the basement and then Tate helped her like attack the girl. You get it. And it was kind of like the same monster too. I don't know. This is what I think. I think they're related. Like I literally like gathered all the clues. I got it. So, but then there's like this room, this big room, where the two foreign girls were like in these like tube thingies. They weren't really tubes, but they were like strapped like this, and they were like in them. And then Iris was like giving them chicken feet or whatever. I don't remember what she gave them, but she gave them really disgusting stuff to eat because she was giving them nutrients. And then Sally walks in and, you know, she talks to Iris, and then she ends up convincing Iris to leave and let Sally like stay with the girls.
So you guys, something that I forgot to mention while I was recording this is that before Iris actually left the room, she told Sally to feed them and like give them nutrients and stuff to make them like, I don't know, healthy or something. And she told Sally that next time she should explain to her, and her meaning Lady Gaga, you know, the Countess, why they still taste like crap. So I'm guessing that Iris is like partner in crime with the Countess. So is she's like a partner in crime with the Countess, you know, and she's like, I'm guessing the Countess is like a vampire, and Iris is like bringing her humans so she can eat them and drink their blood. So yeah, I just forgot to add that little detail in, and that's very important for you guys to know. Okay, bye.
Explain. So Sally ends up letting free one of the foreign girls, and she tells her to run. So this girl ends up running around the hotel trying to get out in her freaking, she's half naked, running around the hotel trying to get out. What do you think is gonna happen? She dies. So when she was running down the stairs, she caught Iris's attention, and Iris was very nervous, and she got up and tried to like chase after her to stop her. But the Countess shows up like out of nowhere and slits the foreign girl's throat. She has like this nail thing, prosthetic thingy that she slits the throat with, and we all know she was like, ah. And the foreign girl dies, of course. And then the Countess tells Iris, you have to make sure that nothing that this never happens again. So which made me think that there is something between Iris and the Countess, that is like Iris gathers and welcomes these people to the hotel and like feeds them and stuff just so that the Countess can eat them afterwards. Which makes me think that the Countess is a vampire as well as Donovan, because okay, so Donovan and Lady Gaga, the Countess, go out to watch this. Wait, so I guess I've said everything. There's only like a couple things that I have to tell you, like 2 things that I have to tell you, because I've talked about the foreign girls, I've talked about the detective and how he got like to that mess, and I've talked about Iris and stuff. So now I will get to my theory about Donovan and the Countess being vampires, because you know vampires eat blood basically. So the Countess and Donovan go out to this like live screening outside thing where you like sit down on the grass and watch TV, and they go after that, and they end up seducing these 2, girl and guy, making them want to have fun with them, and they end up taking them back to their hotel, and you know they're getting it on, and then all of a sudden Lady Gaga and Donovan slit the couple's throat, and they start like eating their blood, eating their blood. They start drinking their blood and just like enjoying it like it's tomato soup. So which made me think that Donovan and the Countess are both vampires. So the last thing that I want to talk about in this is the hotel's new owner, which is like the last scene before the thing that I'm going to tell you afterwards. So I forgot. So there's gonna be a new owner of the hotel. His name is, I think, Wildrake, right? Is the name of the new hotel's owner, and his son. Which, okay, so they were like in the hotel lobby, and then his son goes to this like door, and he looks at it, and there was like this like weird thing in the door, which totally caught me off guard, and I got so scared because I was like, what is that? You know, type thing. But anyways, he went back, and oh my god, how didn't I talk about this? The real estate agent is the same one from season 1. This girl right here. Yes, this human is the same real estate agent who was showing people around for Murder House and now is showing them for Hotel Cortez. I think this girl right here is like literally an evil. She's evil. Because you know how when she showed Vivian and her family the Murder House, and she was like, oh, this is a very nice place for you to stay. Well, now she's saying the same thing for Wildrake and his son. So basically, Donovan shows Wildrick around the hotel and, you know, shows him around, and then the Wildrick's son goes with the Countess, aka Elizabeth, aka Lady Gaga, and they end up in some weird hallway, and Lady Gaga pushes a wall, and this like this thing opened, and it was like a big white room with like video games and candy, and there was like a lot of children there. There was a lot of children there, and she was like showing him around, showing like the new hotel's owner's son around the room, and she got to this kid, and guess who it was? Guess who this kid was? Remember when I told you, Holden? Yeah, Holden was indeed at the Hotel Cortez. Remember Holden, John Lowe's son, who was kidnapped at the fair? He's now at the freaking hotel. Logic. Minor detail, throughout this whole episode, there was a lot of weird scenes where there was like death and blood, a lot of blood. Yeah, there was these like literally two guys chained like this on the wall or on like the bed or something, and they were like slit, and their whole things were like bleh, bleh. American Horror Story. Basically, in the last scene of the episode, which was really sad because it was ending, but anyways, the episode was like an hour long, so what can you ask for? Anyways, in the last scene of the episode, the detective walks into the hotel, walks up to the receptionist and asks for a room key. I believe she gave him a room 64 key. I'm not sure, but I think she might have given them that. Oh my god, the biggest clue in this whole thing. Okay, remember when I told you that the detective woke up and saw his child? Yeah, that was at 2:25. And remember when that girl, the foreign girl, woke up to see her friend getting eaten by children? That was at 2:25. And what else? What else is another clue? I don't know. I think that Gabriel guy that I told you that died in the hotel also woke up at 2:25. So I think 2:25 a.m. is like a big thing in this season, as well as the room 64. So yeah, the detective, like I said, goes into that room, and he, with his luggage, so I'm guessing he will be staying there. So that was my whole spiel on the episode. I just literally broke it down for you, gave you the recap. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm out of breath and I'm tired. But I wanted to give you guys my opinions and thoughts on this episode. I honestly loved it, and I can't wait for tonight's episode, which I will be watching hopefully. But my predictions are that Season 1 and Season 5 are related. Like I said, I gave you the clues throughout this whole entire video. You know, they both happen in LA. You know, the real estate agent is the same. Both of the people the people that are there are dead, I would suppose, because vampires are dead, aren't they? Probably not. But Sally died and she's still at the hotel, so I'm guessing there's kind of like a thing there. Something like that. I'm very sad that Jessica Lange is not in this season and Tysa is not in this season, because okay, Tysa, I would understand. She was not in Season 2 and Season 4. But Jessica, there is no American Horror Story without Jessica. Like, come on now, please. Like, Ryan, can she at least make like an appearance in like pretty much the rest of the season? No, but really, we need her. I need to Google why she was not in this season, because I will die if she's not in this season. Although I know that she's not. But what I think will happen in the second episode. So what I think will happen in the second episode is probably that we will get more clarity on Elizabeth, the Countess, because I was still really confused as to why she killed people and drank their blood, and hopefully some more clarity about Iris and you know, why she's partnering with the Countess, you know. Also, I would like to see Evan Peters. Like, hold up. What is an American Horror Story episode without Evan Peters? What? Literally, Evan Peters was not in the first episode, and that made me so mad. But I was like, you know what? Okay, if it's not in the first episode, he's gonna be in the second episode, because there is just no way. No way. Well, I think that's what's gonna happen in the second episode, and we will see a lot more death in the second episode. I am sure of it. But yeah, that was my thing. I've been talking for so long. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be making these for like every episode of American Horror Story Season 5. And yeah, I'm so excited for episode 2. But yeah, I'll let you go now because I've been talking for too long. Thank you so much for watching. If I forgot to mention something, please let me know in the comments. And let me know what your favorite scene from the show is and what you liked and what you disliked and stuff like that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching and I hope you enjoyed this. Yeah, until see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.
I lost my outro, so yeah, if you want to follow me, here are my links, and yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Yeah, bye.